1 FM, your number one lifestyle station. It is the City Press and topical issues. We're highlighting some of the stories, major stories in the national dailies this morning. You're part of the conversation. My name is Bibi Sasser. Check the Punch newspaper this morning. Labour faults 180 billion naira palliatives, says governors will frustrate the program. Let's just take a look at the details of that story. Now, the organized labor has not the federal government for releasing a 180 billion naira palliative package to states to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress insisted that the governors could not be trusted, noting that politicians and not the poor would benefit from the 5 billion naira largesse given to each state government for disbursement to the citizens. The federal government on Thursday announced 5 billion naira palliatives for each state of the federation and 180 trucks of rice as part of measures to assuage the pains of the subsidy removal. And let's not also forget that this policy, which led to sharp and multiple increases in fuel pump prices, has driven up the prices of goods and services, pushing millions of Nigerians into poverty and, of course, worsening the socio-economic situation in the country. What are your thoughts on this palliative been given out now? 5 billion naira to each state. A lot of concerns would from people would have to be the sharing formula, the ratio, how is it going to be shared, the rice now, how organized is it going to be, is everybody going to get at the end of the day, and of course will some people get more than other people? These are the concerns a lot of people have. And the organized labor have also raised some questions here, and they are of the opinion that the politicians, the governors, are corrupt. The organized labor, they've disagreed with the federal government for releasing the 5 billion naira palliative packages to states to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal. Not only the NLC now, but the TUC are also saying that the governors could not be trusted, noting that politicians and not the poor would benefit from the 5 billion naira given to the states government for disbursement to the citizens. Whether we like it or not, a lot of people feel there is trust deficit when it comes to issues like these. We will not get tired of talking about the issue of the palliatives during the COVID-19 pandemic, the storage of food items in warehouses, and it took a lot of frustrations from Nigerians to go pull down those warehouses. You could see people like scavengers, and it was just because of what the economy was telling on the people. People were frustrated, hungry, tired, and were just in pains. They were groaning, and just to see different houses, different stores locked up with food items that are already rotten. They were already getting rotten. Grains as well, noodles and all of that. People were just frustrated. And then fast forward to now, palliatives and packages, 5 billion naira to each state. What is going to be the sharing formula? I feel this is also a conversation that needs to be had, and there needs to be transparency. If you would ask me, there needs to be transparency on how it's going to be shared. What is the sharing formula? Where is it going to take place? How long will it take? How do people come out to get their palliatives? Because people need these palliatives whether we like it or not, even though some people have argued that instead of the palliatives and sharing money, which there is definitely corruption involved, a lot of people have said, it can never be equal. How about you pump it into the economy? Some people have divided opinions on how this palliatives, how this monies would be shared. But then again, the palliatives would be out. Are you going to be part of the beneficiaries? That is the question. Let's move on this morning to other headlines in the Punch newspaper this morning. Family faults release of Lagos chief suspected killer. Federal government begins ministers designate documentation on Saturday. Still talking about the cabinet of the president now. What are your thoughts? I feel there are still some areas where we did not fully discuss yesterday, so it it wouldn't just feel like that was the only thing we had to discuss. You know, what are your thoughts about the portfolios now of these ministers? Do you feel it is efficient enough to take Nigeria to the next level, to take Nigeria from the abyss? Because a lot of people are saying, you know what, I'm not really feeling this portfolios, and of course the portfolios given to these nominees, and they're